I agree that if you have bad debt, you got to start paying that down.
Why do you think that?
Because if you have like credit card debt and those things are like, Jesus, 15, 20% a month,
Yeah.
if you only pay the minimum, you're going to be screwed. You're going to owe that money forever.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to make a return that high. Now, if you have long-term debt, like
Yeah.
3% student loan, I probably wouldn't pay that off. I'd probably pay the minimum
Yeah.
because for you to go borrow money today, it's going to cost you more than 3%.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's a mindset you guys got to understand. That debt isn't bad,
Yeah.
but you got to understand what kind of debt.
Okay.
So, $1,000. Now that all those things are kind of set, say you pay off all the debt, you have your 6-month reserve rainy day fund. Okay, now you got $1,000 of free money to run around with. You have to ask yourself, like, are you passionate about picking up a side hustle?
Okay.
Okay, if you are, I would invest into a course
Yeah.
and learn
Yeah.
because I mean, there's nothing wrong with courses.
Yeah. Of course not.
You know, it's better than buying a bottle service over the weekend. That'll cost you $1,000.
Definitely.
But at least then you can figure out like, hey, am I even passionate about picking up a side hustle, or do I
Yeah.
just want to stay at my job?
Yeah.
But you want to have options. So the first 1,000 would be towards trying to learn a new skill.
Yeah.
And most of the W-2 people that I talk to, my friends, my peers,
Yeah.
they all want to buy real estate.
Yeah.
I'd probably take that first 1,000 and attend a class,
Yeah.
attend a course, attend more masterminds, even if I have to fly somewhere,
Yeah.
and just start absorbing knowledge about real estate because
For
there's
sure.
so much different types of real estate investing.
For sure.
You know, Airbnb arbitrage. You can do just simply buying rentals or investing into syndications. Okay. So just start immersing yourself into that community, learning and seeing if that's your preferred method of investing.
Yeah.
Because some people like stocks.
For sure.
And this podcast, this episode is not about arguing which one's better, what's the pros and cons. We can do that in another episode. But let's say if you like stocks, go be around and learn from people who are trading stocks.
Yeah. Actually,
So that's the first 1,000.
I like
right?
how you said that. I mean, whether or not you're passionate about starting a side hustle or leaning into real estate, or if you just want somebody who makes passive income through stocks,
Yeah.
you didn't say like just dump that money into there. You said go learn about it first. And I think that's great advice. Great advice is whatever you're trying to get into, go learn first.
Yeah. Like, you know, people always ask me like, oh man, like you buy properties so easily now.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't always that way. Before I bought my first property, I was a real estate agent, which was a form of learning.
Yeah.
I got to see how my clients do it, right? And then you're like, okay, I can do it too.
And you probably spent a lot of money learning through the process.
Yeah, make mistakes and all that stuff. So that's why I said the first 1,000, try to learn which form of investing you want to do.
Love it.
Okay.
Easy. Easy. All right.
Next
Let's get
amount.
to the next one, man. We got our avatar over here, and he's been investing, and he's learning about real estate and whatever he's doing. I mean, we'll have the other situations mapped out, but now we have $10,000. How should we invest that?
So the next stage up is you're learning to
Excuse me.
save money and you're putting it away. I would definitely start putting in today's market. I would start putting away that saving into treasury bonds because they're paying so well, 4.3, 4.4. I think up like some savings account and stuff like that are paying like upwards of 5%. Okay, I'd probably put that money there. I'd park it there,
Yeah.
or in the S&P 500, or in like ETFs like VTI, all those Vanguard ones, until I'm ready to deploy that money. Okay, what does that mean? Because if you put it in a savings account, this isn't your 6-month rainy day fund. This is now money that you are waiting to deploy and invest. But don't just let it sit in your savings account because it's not going to make jack diddly squat.
Yeah.
So put it into like the things I just mentioned, earn a little bit more. It's going to sound like pennies, but better than nothing. And then the $10,000, hopefully at this point, whether you have picked your like whatever side hustle that you've decided, or let's just say for the sake of the podcast, real estate, $10,000 isn't really enough to get into real estate. Unless you go like a first-time home buyer, like an FHA loan.
Yeah.
But even then, that's pretty hard in our area.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure I think a lot of our listeners might be in California. Like $10,000 is not enough to buy a house. Okay.
Is it enough to buy a house in like some other states?
Yeah, in Detroit, maybe if you're buying like a $70,000 house and you only have to put 3.5% down, so or let's just say 5 because there's closing costs. That's $3,500
For sure.
So you can buy a house out there. So if your market permits, if you're comfortable with doing out of state investing, but out of state investing doesn't work because first time home buyers, you have to occupy the property. Okay. So $10,000, I wouldn't, again, not much you can do. I would still continue to just learn so that you don't make mistakes when you're ready to go big, which is the next stage. Okay. Let's go up to the next one because I think you were going to ask for 100,000. So again, we'll bump it up to 100,000.
Hold on, I want to ask something real quick.
Yeah.
Everything you said about the $10,000 was very on the safe side and conservative side. Sorry, I'm dying right now, guys. But do you have anything a little bit more heavy, like a little bit more?
$10,000 is not a lot of money to invest. You're broke.